What's good, people? Today I'm going to be making a chill kind of vibe beat, a very basic chill vibe beat, something that's very easy for a hip hop artist to put some lyrics onto, but it's not really a lead single kind of beat or anything like that, or a main track on the album. It's more of an album filler, more of a spoken word kind of vibe, kind of beat that's similar to Kid Cudi or Schoolboy Q, that kind of vibe I was going for with this beat. Very, very basic, but there is some nice sounds in it that I really wanted. Like I said before, if there's a beat that I get that has a little bit of a hook on it, I'll keep on it. Other than that, I'll dump in it. Like this was, if there's one kind of reverse kind of sound in the background that just makes me want to keep this beat. Plus, I think a lot of people could really easily put some vocals on it. A lot of rappers could put some easy vocals on it. Just let you listen to a little bit section of it and see what you think, and then we'll kind of see what kind of sounds in it. As you can see, not much to it, and we'll just play a bit of it. I'm gonna pause it there. And you can hear the kind of weird kind of sound that's in the background. Very chilled type beat. We'll just see what sounds I have in here. This is a synthesizer in Alchemy. It's called Your Organ House. And we'll just see what kind of MIDI I use for it. It's a simple chord progression, that's all it is. Aggressive with the EQ, anything below 1K, anything below 100 Hertz. Take off the EQ. You can hear a little bit of a bass line in there as well. It's a bit weird. I didn't want that because it's going to conflict with my bass sound. Stuck an EQ on, some spread on there. Next, there's the MIDI notes there, some chord progression. Next, we have this little kind of pad sound. And that's a massive as well. We'll take a look at that. It's an aggressive EQ, a drastic boost at around 5.5 dB at around 2K. And we have our bass sound as well. And that's a double sub bass. And it's kind of a very abstract, chilled vibe beat. And anything below 1K is cut a little bit at, maybe it should be around 76. I think is a better, more common place where my kick hits a lot of the time. The overdrive just boosts that 808 that bass line. And then there's this cozy coz sound that comes in. It's in massive. It's kind of this reverse kind of synthesizer. That's what it sounds like. That's what I kept this beat. It didn't really sound that good. I thought it was kind of boring. And I just kind of thought a lot of hip hop artists liked these kind of beats. It's weird, it's counterintuitive to a producer because it's so basic and so monotonous, but a lot of rappers really like being able to express themselves over something that's very basic. That's why in the early 90s a lot of boom bap songs were very repetitive 8-bar loops, but they were pretty popular. I can picture this sound being in a lot of Kid Cudi songs or in Schoolboy Q sounds. This is kind of like this weird, reversed, kind of elevated sound as well. It's pretty cool. I think it's the only hook in the song, really. And next we have the drums. Just take out all the instrumentation so we can hear the drums on their own with that sound. We'll just leave that one in. And I took it out in strategic sections so it wouldn't get boring over time. I put it in and put it out again. And my hats come in as well. So the hats kind of just add a little bit more life to it. It's kind of sounding bland without those hats. And we'll just see what BPM it is in it. It's a 115 BPM, so it's pretty quick BPM for a boom bap type beat. Well, I wouldn't necessarily, it's more of like a new school boom bap. It's more of a modern boom bap type beat. It is pretty bland and pretty basic, but there is those nice crisp drums in there. So the snare has some nice reverb on them. We'll just take the reverb off the snare and see what it sounds like. And that's pretty it. Then in the hook, then this sound comes in. I wouldn't even call it a hook. It's just a transition for the rapper to know when to rap on the next part of the verse. Really, it's more of a refrain or a transition. Really. Just take a look at some of the mix down that I have. So we have a little bit of parallel compression on my drums and on my bass as well. And we'll just see, I think this is my drums mix. See, if I take off the parallel compression of everything, it sounds a bit bland. More life to the beat once you add a little bit of parallel compression. As you've seen before in my previous videos, I'm pretty aggressive with my compression. -2 dB, 12:1 ratio, and soft distortion. Vintage FET I'm using this time on the bass, and on the compressor, on the kick. I think I'm using a different one. I'm using this one here, and it's got about a ratio of about 14:1 and -20 dB. And that's pretty it. There's not really else to it. It's a very basic beat, but there's a nice little hook with that sound, that cozy sound. Just kind of gives it that kind of old school vibe. So if this is a beat you think you'd like to rap on, it's available at thecorporatethiefbeats.com. It's called Don't You. If there's anything you wanted to know, or any kind of videos you want me to do, just leave them in the comment section. There's always a corresponding blog post to every beat making tutorial I do. And this is Dan with the Corporate Thief Beats, and I'll check you out in the next beat making tutorial. Take care, guys. Bye.